Hey guys, here we are, Ngatea car show. Yeah, there's a ton of cars here too. We just rolled in the old Mustang and we were car 196 and there was plenty more behind me. So let's go looking at cars, guys. Yeah, this is a Brock Commodore. Now we've got a lot of Fords to see today, but kind of couldn't really walk past this one. This is a Peter Brock Holden Commodore. The year is 1985. So this is the 308, 4.9 litre. Might have been slightly smaller than the 308. I'm trying to remember on the 4.9. But this was a this is what they based the Group A race cars on. So these were this is a high dollar car. This is 308. It is a 308. Yeah, number 79 of 500 made, and they made 500 for to comply with the race rules, like the homologation rules. And I believe, yeah, awesome car, and yeah, worth a bit of money. Oh, okay, 4.9 litre, 304 cubic inches, 196 kilowatts, and obviously a race trim, they were a lot more than that. So, but yeah, just a really neat car. And fantastic condition. They even had the little Peter Brock, you know, signature there on the decals on the side, Group A. Now there, HDT, that's Holden dealer team. Got the big spoiler on the back. What have we got here? Bathurst winners, 82, 83, 84. They were just dominant at Bathurst. Awesome car. And worth, I really don't know what it's worth. I'm sure that someone could Google that, figure out what these are worth, but it'd be deep in the six figures. Deep in the six figures. This your one, buddy?
No.
No. Just looking?
I've got some rocky number plates. I just thought someone might be interested in them.
Yeah. Make a sale.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, man. Yeah. Somebody there, I'd say. Yep. That's very cool. Right, let's go find some Fords. I've got to get a bit closer to this, mate. I won't be far away. I've got to try to get this. So this is the kind of stuff you get at a car show in New Zealand. Oh yeah. Like I said, not something you see every day. Okay, that is crazy. Yep, and the flame. The flame. Wow, that was pretty intense. I've not seen anything like that before. It's kind of cool. Huge flames. Not sure whether I caught them or not, but they were spitting some big flames out when when it was winding down. Yeah. Wow, we're going to keep looking around. See if we can find some Fords that sound like that. Yeah, good luck. All right, here we are. 2 Ford Capris, English Fords. So we're getting some Ford, boys. This little blue one here is a 1.6 litre. This was kind of the more entry level. Obviously the smaller the engine, the smaller the price tag, but I mean these are lovely examples. But these were, some people referred to these as the English Mustang, but yeah, they've kind of that long nose, short back on them. You can see some Mustang DNA in there. Yeah, these are, they're pretty little cars. They have also, now the white one here is GT, that had the 3 litre V6 in it, and with the length of the hood on these things, they were perfect candidates for V8s, and I believe, well, Mexican Spec could probably chime in with some more information here, but they made them in a V8 option in South Africa, like a production or sort of under license type arrangement, I think. But yeah, 2 very similar Capris and at the same time 2 quite different, but yeah, V6 manual. These were quite quick little cars because they are quite light and I assume smaller than a Mustang, not a lot smaller but smaller. But yeah, great examples of these cars. Just nice condition, and I'm sure this has had some level of restoration done on it, but it's just a good car. Awesome to see. Ooh, what else have we got? E-Type Jaguar, bunch of Triumphs, Stags, Spitfires, TR4 I think, or TR3, that one. This one here is a TR3. That one there's the TR4. Some late model Camaros. Now here we got a lovely Holden GTS. We're going to come back to that one. We're going to focus on the Fords for a minute. But that is a nice car. We'll try and get the post out of the way, the lamp post. But that is a nice car. We'll come back to that one. Right, where's all the Fords hiding? We've got a bunch of English Zephyrs here, Mark III Zephyrs. They were, I think, a 2.8 litre 6-cylinder. Again, not like the American Ford 6-cylinders, they were a British engine. So those are pretty cool. So this one's a Zephyr. Same car, almost, but this is like the standard level was the Zephyr, and then the luxury was the Zodiac. And you can see there's some different trim across the back, some little bit of extra chrome, and they also had, like you see the rear pillar, the B pillar here is solid. The Zodiac, they snuck a little window in here. So, that was a key thing, key different. They had a nicer dash, more gauges, more bling. You look at the front of the Zephyr, you've got your regular standard 7-inch lights, and then the Zodiac had a little grille change, treatment was different, and then the quad headlights, which was that was your status symbol when you had a Zephyr. Oh, now look at this GT Falcon Coupe.
XB.
Oh Oh, we got a Falcon. Oh, we got a ton of Fords here. This is cool. Another Zodiac. This is an what is this one? XB GT. Is it a GT? Yeah, it's a GT 302. Falcon. This is what they based that Mad Max, well not based, this is what the Mad Max car was made of in those movies. A lot of people thought they were Torinos, but they're not. This is what it is, a Ford Falcon XB GT. Now, these are very collectible here. This is a lovely example. They were a little prone to going rusty. So this is a cool Survivor, and I believe this one is the John Goss edition. You'll see on the license tag, personalised plate. We got the Goss. And John Goss was a very well-known race car driver in the 70s around Australia and New Zealand, and they did a John Goss edition, which I think is I'm not. What's that?
So you might want to edit it not to a GT.
Right.
Too hard to tell, isn't it?
But I think that's the green treatment on this is what signifies it as a John Goss. But we don't. This is got the green interior. I'm not sure. Not sure about that. I don't know that that's factory. But someone, I'm sure there's an Australian or Kiwi subscriber that can chime in and just. One of my problems is I was so intoxicated with American cars when these things were new or like up to 10 years old that I didn't pay that much attention to them. Now I kick myself. I kind of didn't rate them, and it was like that was a mistake. That was, but young and dumb. I was just all about American cars, like Australian cars don't, they're not very good. And it's like, oh, how wrong I was. If I'd piled all my money into Australian muscle cars, I'd be a wealthy man today. But it didn't work out that way. But yeah, definitely a Torino look there going on. You can, again, that DNA is shared across the different, Ford, between Ford Australia, Ford England, and Ford USA. Now this one, I believe is an XE, another Ford Falcon. I believe it's an XE. That's going to be 80 something. But we'll sneak up on the tag and see what it is. Yep, 83 Ford Falcon. So these had the 256 cylinder in it that my American viewers will be more familiar with. That was, I don't think they'd gone to the the Barra motor at this point. It was more of a conventional 250 Falcon engine. But that's another just 83. So what's that? 40 years old. Lovely example. Lovely example. Now what have we got here? That's another XE, but a wagon. XE Falcon wagon, a V8 car. That's the Windsor. So this one's a bit of a hot rod, which is cool. Yeah, see they get Edelbrock way down here down under. Great looking car. Sorry. It's busy here, as you can probably tell, so I'm trying to not get run down by people while I'm not really watching where I'm going. Now, how does that look familiar? That's the 66 Falcon, I believe. That's like my old yellow one back at work. Actually, that's a 69. Very similar, slightly different trim, 4 doors, but this is an Aussie-built car. They borrowed some of the sheet metal from the American Falcons. But yeah, they were very much, proudly Australian made, which was kind of awesome. Yeah. But that's probably a 6-cylinder, I would say at a guess. Now this one here, that I believe is a BA. 2006 BF. Sorry, then that's a Ford Performance. That's a rare car too. Ford Performance Boss Falcon. Very cool. Sorry, bud?
Have a look at the mileage.
Have a look at the mileage. Okay, I'm getting a little tip from the owner here. Hang on, I have to go around the other side. I'm used to the steering wheel on the other side. I'm getting Americanised, guys. I keep going to the wrong side of the car looking for the steering wheel. Let's see if we can't. Oop, sneak in there. Thanks, Chief. Oh, glasses on. Where is it? 7,000 miles.
Case.
7,000 Ks, wow. 7,000 Ks, that's about 4,500 miles from brand new. Wow. Ooh, listen to that. We're getting the royal treatment here.
Oh, you're gonna back out?
No, I don't think he's backing up, mate. Nice little V8 Burble. Try and, yeah, sounds nice. So FPV, yeah, Ford Performance Vehicles, which was Ford's sort of answer to the HSV, the Holden special vehicle. But, oh, look at that. So that's the Coyote. No, that's not the Coyote. That's the Terminator motor, I think. So.
There you'll get home.
So is that the factory supercharged?
No,
That's not supercharged?
No, that's just a plain.
So that's a 5.4 litre?
That's a 5.4 boss.
Right.
Got the quad cam on it.
Quad cam. Okay.
So hand-built, auto, Kryptonic, and all. They made about 1,200 of these.
1,200 of these, wow.
Handmade, put together in the factory.
Right, for FPV. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, all factory. Here's a factory hot rod, guys. Factory hot rod. That is cool. So 290 kilowatts?
Yeah.
Is that what the 290 denotes?
290 kilowatt.
Yep.
But like Ford, they've always underrated.
Underrated them. Of course they
They
do.
didn't want up to the power.
So kilowatt wide, that's about 400 horsepower, guys. So this is a beast. This is a beautiful car. Got the serious power bulge going on in the hood here. So big brakes, Brembo brakes, all factory. Big spoiler on the back that worked. Wasn't just a stick on. So they actually gave you some downforce.
Hey Ross, your lights are on, mate.
Yeah, I think your lights are on, buddy, in the car.
Roscoe.
I told him. Alright guys, wow, we got a ton of stuff to see, so I'm going to keep going, but this is a treat. This is a treat. 7,000 kilometres. Well, let's keep going, huh? Thanks, man. Beautiful car.
We're expecting you.
Sorry?
You're with Calvin, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Calvin's a subscriber on the channel. Yeah.
Have a look at one of these.
Right. Yes.
And I'll go down the garage just for you.
Oh, thanks, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Because
That's awesome.
we know where you're from, but the Falcon is sort of stopped it there.
Yeah.
In Australia, they carried on the Falcon name.
That's right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. That body shape there, the white one there, was the last body shape.
Of that body shape.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when they stopped making Falcons in the States, and then they just. So that's a Falcon, guys, and that's a Falcon. So yeah. Big difference.
It's involved. They've involved.
Yeah.
And that there is
A long wheelbase Falcon.
Long wheelbase
Falcon.
Fairlane. Okay.
Fairlane.
So that's.
So it's the same as the Falcon, but it's got that extra leather to it.
Yeah. I was looking at the back, the treatment on the roof at the back. Yeah. There you can see that they're a lot longer. So that's that one's the same engine as that, but that one's modified a lot. The red one's modified.
Well, they 260, aren't they?
230.
230 kilowatts. Yep.
So they come at 230, 260 boss. 290 boss,
290.
and after that they went to 315 kilowatt.
Wow.
And right at the end they had a 351 kilowatt for the last of them, as recognition of the Falcon GT 71 when they ran the 351s in the race car.
Right. In the Bathurst cars, touring cars. Yep. Yep. So what was the highest output they had on it?
351 was the last of them.
Oh, they made a 351 kilowatt.
Yeah.
Wow.
As a tribute.
It's a tribute car, yeah.
Of the 351.
Yeah. Now, what's amazing, guys, is that like the 351, that's useful horsepower, but it's kilowatts, and now so you need to multiply that by about 1/3. So you add a third to that. So 351, you're going to be up over like probably 470 horse, which from a factory.
Just as a story from when we were younger.
Yep.
I had a friend's brother bought a Falcon GTHO 1971.
Right.
And it was a genuine Bathurst. John Goss raced it at Bathurst in 71.
Yep.
And that fifth. Jim Richards raced it in New Zealand.
Yep.
And Brian Bowood bought it, and he ran it down a quarter mile at 13.5. And we used to take it down the main street of the local town, Pukekohe,
Right.
up and down as a cruiser.
Right.
A genuine Bathurst. We didn't know what we had.
No. Wow, that's like telephone numbers now, isn't it? The price.
Next thing you know, it got the starchy and hutch treatment.
Right.
We got lake pipes and jacked up in the the tail got the big tyres, not dragging, and it was a special car. We didn't
know what you had. Yeah, well, that
It's-
kind of thing happened to Shelby Mustangs and things. They were just
it's been
regular
restored-
cars.
It's been restored back to original.
Right.
And it's been on the racetrack with the original John Goss driving it.
Nice. Nice.
So it's done the full circle.
Right. So is this one? We were just looking at that a minute ago. Is this a real John Goss one?
Yep, it is.
It is.
Mine.
It's not. It is a real one. Cool. Cool. That's a pretty rare car. So what made it a Goss? Was that the green two-tone
You'd have to
treatment,
ask
or?
the owner if
Oh,
you
okay.
see- oh,
Not
here
sure
you
where he
see
is.
The guy there.
With the. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, with the glasses on.
We'll go and
yeah.
talk to him in a minute. Yeah.
I follow you on YouTube. So
Oh, good on you, man. We're just filming now, so yeah. Oh, well, good to meet you, bud.
Adrian, yeah.
Adrian, good to meet you, man.
You and
Sorry?
Ross.
Ross, good to meet you, man. Thanks for your time, bud.
and,
Appreciate it.
Nick and Nick's Garage and Uncle Tony. I
Yeah.
follow all of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're we try and cause a bit of trouble.
You're Tennessee, aren't you?
Tennessee, yeah. Well, Kiwi, but living in
Yeah, I know
Tennessee.
you're a Kiwi,
I'm a temporary export. Yeah. All right. So this is very cool. So,
Started like as a taxi.
oh, taxi, really?
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
for like hotels and stuff, because it's
Luxury.
flash,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like in the States, it'd be kind of like they have Mercury. Like Mercury was the next level up. They made like the Ford, the regular Fords, and then they had the Mercury was the next one up. And this reminds me of the Mercury.
Right.
So yeah, but we'll try and kind of catch it. The cars are kind of crammed in, honestly, guys. So it's a little hard to get some good angles. But as you can tell, everyone's having a good time. But yeah, they. Sorry, man. When you look at the back of the roof, you can kind of see the roof line there, and then you go to the roof line. On that one, they've added a little extra window in the oversized C-pillar and just lengthened the wheelbase out, just to give you those rear seat passengers lots of room. So that was the luxury limo almost. So it's a Fairmont gear. The Fairmont gear was the top of the line. But yeah, that's lovely condition, guys. This is a low mileage one too? Is this a low mileage one as well?
Oh no, she's doing lots of Ks.
Lots of K?
There's a taxi, nearly 600,000.
Oh well, of course, yes.
It's got the V8 was transplanted into it, and it's done 220.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. And here, the Falcon Ranchero. They weren't a Ranchero here, they were just Falcon 500 Ute. So, but this is a nice car. This is what I need for work. I've got that yellow Falcon, but this is what I really need. But they're very, very popular back in the day and still are. So this one's a 71. So yeah, these years gives you an idea of how much longer they kept them going in Aussie. And, but yeah, you'll all recognise that engine. It's just the same 250, or 250 or two. I think there were only 200s in the States. That's probably a 250, just to give it a little more grunt. But yeah, that's a nice clean car.
Do you want to know about it a bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, tell us about it, bud.
It used to be the garage over here, used to be their work.
Yep.
Total Automotive, and I bought it off them about 15 years ago, and then just did it up. And
Right.
yeah, so it's all original, everything's standard, and yeah.
So is it a 250 or 200? I was just talking.
220, some strange size. It's not a 200 apparently.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they say. And the deck is because it had a camp, one of those stag camper things that fitted on.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The whole camper shell kind of. Yeah.
So that's no bog or nothing in there. It's just how it is.
Wow, that's shiny. I thought that had water in it. That's a trick illusion.
Yeah.
I thought there was water sitting in there, but that's actually super shiny.
Yeah.
That looks like a.
None of those were beaten up at all. Nothing.
No,
It's
the
just
tubs
like
are mint.
unreal, eh?
Yeah. There you go. Tubs are perfect. That looks like the bed of a 24 ute.
Yeah.
That's cool. A little peek in the dash there. So she's a column change auto, is it? Is it auto or manual?
It's 3-speed.
3-speed manual. Yep.
No synchro first.
Sorry?
No synchro first.
No. Oh, really?
No.
71, still a crash first gear. Wow.
Yeah, she's the base model, I think. No
She's
power
base
steering,
model.
No power brakes.
Armstrong windows.
Drum brakes all round.
Drums all around. Yep.
Yeah. Men.
Men were mean and sheep were scared.
Yeah, that's right. Sheep weren't so scared.
Thanks, man. Nice car. It's a really nice truck. Cool. And another. What have we got on this one? This is an XR8. They made an XR8 and an XR6. Obviously 8-cylinder, 6-cylinder.
Got a turbo too.
Oh, and a turbo?
XR8 turbo. Yeah.
Oh, they made the XR6 turbo. Yeah.
No, and I think they might have made it to 8 too. I'm
Oh.
not too sure.
No, I'm not sure on that one. So yeah, this is another 5.4. Boss 3. So that's a 300. Now one of the previous car show we went to, that we looked at a Holden. And that had, that's Herod, not Harrop. Okay, so that's slightly different. Herod Motorsport. I'm actually not familiar with them. I didn't quite read that clearly. But yeah, this is a little bit of a hot rod. But yeah, Boss 300 kilowatts, so that equates out to about 400 horsepower. So, but yeah, just good looking cars. But yeah, a Ford Falcon like you've not seen before. Well, my American viewers probably haven't seen them before. But pretty cars. Pretty cars. Another Zodiac. My grandfather had a Mark II Zodiac, which I desperately wanted to buy when I was about 13, 14. Not that I had any money to buy it with, but I desperately wanted it. Yeah, can't stop a kid from wanting, right? But yeah, that's the Mark III. I don't know whether we might see a Mark II here today. Who knows? Now here's for my GM junkies. These are some Vauxhalls, which were English GM. This is a Vauxhall Velux. This is a little higher spec than what you typically saw. I think there was the regular Vauxhall and then the Vauxhall Velux. But that side trim is kind of makes me think that it's the higher spec one. It's got the little stars on the fender. Another Anglia. That's an Anglia. Oh no, that's Vauxhall. Okay, that's a Vauxhall 12. Okay, so if that'll show up, but there's a little 12 there right in the middle. And spot quiz for you guys. What did the 12 stand for? It wasn't cylinders. It was not cylinders. They're actually a little flathead 4. And the 12 stood for 12 horsepower. I know, that sounds crazy, right? 12 horsepower. We're getting 3 and 4 horsepower starter motors now for our big V8s, but yeah, this was 12 horsepower. So they got you there. They didn't get you there in a hurry, but they did get you there. Vauxhall Victor. This is a fairly old one, early 62, yeah. Okay, yeah, so there's another Velox, but that's different. That's just got pinstripes on it. And that one there's got that extra trim on. So, to be honest with you, I'm not completely sure of the story behind that. But it's just a neat old car. These are cars from my... this is what was getting driven around when I was a kid. There's another, well, that's a Vauxhall Ventura, which is, that's a little bit newer. Yep, that's a 70, but an estate wagon, which is kind of cool. Now these remind me, personally, a little bit of the Vegas somehow. They never made a two-door, but I don't know, they're just reminiscent of that styling to me. But these came in a, they came with a 2.3, and I had one, so I know a little bit more about these ones. 2.3 litre overhead cam 4-cylinder in the Vauxhall when it was a Victor, which was the same body, and then they built what they called a Ventura, which had the 6-cylinder in it. So they were a 3.3 litre 6, and they were what, you know, again, when we were a kid, we coveted these because that was the big engine. That was like, you know, the 2.3 was the small block, and the 6-cylinder 3.3 litre was the big block, you know. That's pretty cool. Wow, that's a lineup of Vauxhalls, man. Here's another one. This'll you'll see some. This one here is a Vauxhall Cresta, which, you know, you'll see some American DNA in there. I mean, look at the rear wing, the rear quarter treatment on. They have, you know, tell me the designer hadn't seen some American winged cars when he drew that one up. You know, that's now that's, you know, GM in England, but there's no way they didn't borrow from the GM wing designs. Hydromatic transmissions, which was, you know, the automatic transmissions were only kind of just coming online. Whoop. Someone doing a skid leaving the car show. I'll get told off. Now let's see if we can find the Rego sticker on this one. See what it is. 1962 Cresta. So yeah, automatics. I know they'd been, you know, automatics really started coming out in 10 years earlier in America, but the automatics were only just becoming mainstream around that very late 50s, early 60s, which is why they're quite proud of it being hydromatic, that big old badge on the back.
You ever got onto it? Yeah.
A little bit of Mopar. Look at this. Buick. Okay, so that's already got one vote from me. Caballero. That's a rare car in the States. That's a rare car in the States. And that is beautiful. Love the two-tone green. Love that two-tone green. That is gorgeous. Right. But this is, you know, it amazes me the level of cars here, given the difference in price. Because yeah, it's $11, $12 a gallon to fill these things up, and they're expensive to buy. But I mean, look around, guys. I'll put you up in the air here for a second. Hopefully I'm pointing the camera, because the camera's about 3 foot above my head right now. So hopefully you're seeing a little bit of what's going on here. But yeah, I mean, you don't pull up to a car show in the States and see that. And this is a 58, would be my guess. Pretty sure that's a 58. Pretty sure that's a nice car. You know, that would keep, you know, some of these big name shops honest in a car show. This car, it is honestly, you know, it's a little bit, doesn't always necessarily translate on camera, But I can tell you, being here in person, that is an exceptional car, without a doubt. Without a doubt. That is gorgeous. Oh, the rego stickers on this side. Okay, yep, 58, 10 points for me, I got that right. Yeah. Now, quick little, the Buick kind of dragged me away, but I was actually bringing you over to see this one, which is a Valiant Safari, which is like a Dodge. I don't know, it's based off what you guys, the American viewers, would see as like a Dodge Dart or Dodge Schwinger. But you know, in Aussie they made a lot of four-door sedans, and they made wagons. So I actually remember my old man had one of these, had a brand new one. Brand new. And I remember these little trims here. I remember saying, what are they for, Dad? Yeah, you know, had the 318 V8, the LA V8, you know, which, you know, was obviously in the millions of Mopars stateside. But yeah, that's the Aussie version, the wagon version, which is pretty cool. As you know, I've got an affinity to wagons. But yeah, that's Large Marge's younger, smaller sister, 69. So yeah, the years kind of line up pretty even, more even than the Falcons kind of thing with the Mopars. So, but yeah, that's a pretty car. Pretty car. We've got another old 58 Corvette over there. Another Holden Ute there. That video, a few videos back, we were looking at that rally of mine that had the shed, had the giant shed. Well, that's more of a finished, obviously. Holden Ute, that's what we were looking at in his shed, was that car. And that's got a tunnel ram, something in it. Tunnel rammed big block. That's not a 308, is it? That's not a 308, is it? I don't think it is. That's very cool. Yep, the show's starting to run down already. We've got prize given in half an hour. So, oh, look at that teal and white Ford over there. What does that remind you of, guys? That reminds me a lot of my old Falcon back at work. The one we broke the spring on, but that is, and it's a two-door. Oh, that's one of my subscribers. Yes, he said to come over and look at this. So, sports coupe. That's, oh, look at that. So there's a Falcon in New Zealand with the steering wheel on the left side. I'm kind of confused now. I don't know whether to say it's on the wrong side or the right side or what it is, but it's on the left-hand side. You don't see very many Falcons. Every other Falcon we've looked at today has had the steering wheel on the right-hand side, but not this one. She's a lefty. And a 200 cubic inch 6. So, and this one's a 67. That's nice, got 4-lug wheels. That's a pretty car. But the sports coupe had the little faux vents down here, which kind of added to them nicely. Wow. Oh, now this lady was talking to me an hour or so ago. Now a lady owns this one. As you can tell by the tag, Pony Lady. And check out the artwork on it. Now, this was actually, the artwork here was done by the owner. The lady that owns this did this airbrushing. And it was her sister that taught her how to airbrush. So, I imagine her sister's pretty darn good at it too. I know, it's a later model Mustang. And, but still pretty. And the graphics are very cool on it. Yeah, kind of Mike LaValle type flames on it, which is, you know, for a self-taught, well, maybe not self-taught, but you know, your big sister taught her how to do it. That's a very good effort. I told her she should come to the States and start doing that for a living. And she's like, oh, they'd never buy that. like, yeah, you'd be surprised. So that's pretty cool. What else? Yeah, this is lovely. This is a XC Falcon GT 351. Another Mad Max style car. This is the 351 as opposed to the 302. 74, so that's going to be an XB. But honestly, I mean, I don't know whether you can see, I don't know how well it'll come off the camera, but this thing is black with a lot of blue pearl in it. And that's a big flat rear quarter on it, and that is as straight as a die. Yeah, that definitely would, if my painter came to me and said, is it straight enough? I would say absolutely. That is very nice. So this has got the 351 Cleveland in it, which, you know, at the hands of some of the Australian tuners, these things made some horsepower. Very successful race car. Now, what size wheels has he got on here? Those are, where are we? 295 35 18s, and that is in a stock tub, stock wheel arch opening, stock completely. That's a big tyre in a stock wheel arch. You can't get that under a regular Mustang wheel arch, you know, not even close. And it's got room to spare. Like when we look in here, there's room here. You know, that he could even, if he rolled the lip, the lip's not even rolled on that. They built these things with a bit of racing in mind. They put big wheel tubs in them from the factory, and they had a ton of room. But I mean, we can just stand here, look at this, and check out the Falcon that's parked next to it at the same time. This is as good as you see at SEMA, you see at any of the big shows. The gaps are gorgeous, you know, awesome, and it's super straight. Look at the interior. Ooh. Well, I'm actually starting to run low on battery, guys, so, but yeah, I'm just, by the time we recharge, I'm going to run out, you know, people are going to be leaving, so I'm just going to keep going. If the video stops suddenly, it's because we died. But yeah, lots of American stuff here. IROC Z's. What is this? What is this? Come on, you got another pop quiz. Okay. I give up. What is it? Seika. Actually, yeah. Seika. Is that an Aussie built car? I know the name, but I'm trying to. Oh, here we go. Here's a little bit of blurb on it. No, the Kiwis are going to be upset with me now. It's an original New Zealand built car. I'm going to leave that running there for a minute. Oh, it's a 215 Buick V8 in the back with a Subaru gearbox. Wow, look at that. You guys are reading that, like, pause the video or something, guys, and read that. That's interesting. 39 inches high, so it's actually lower than a GT40, the original old GT40. So, and made in New Zealand. Well, that makes me proud. I'll be honest. That's pretty cool. The old retro caravan. Now that, I know that's probably all my American subscribers are probably looking at that going, that's a little tiny caravan. That was a typical average family size caravan back in the day. Here it was anyway. But that's pretty cool. I like that. Let's kind of take a sneaky peek in here. I know it's not a car, but you can bear with me, guys, right? American theme going on, some Route 66 stuff going on. This is cool. This is cool. You're going to have a caravan, you should have one like this, right? Again, really great condition. This has to be 50s, probably early-ish 50s, I'm going to guess. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What else have we got? Oh, look at this. Now, this is where the Ute, this car over here, I think, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but I think that's an FJ Holden Ute, which is very famous down this end of the world. This was, again, don't shoot me if I got this wrong, but I believe this was the first iteration of the Ute as made by the factory. This was made by GM. It's a Holden FJ Ute. And they took, now if you look closely, you can see, if you look just at the roof, like above the window line, above the bottom of the window line, that's a coupe. That started out life as a coupe. So kind of put your imagination on and imagine, you know, from the bottom of the roof there, this here just rolled down and it was a coupe. And they turned it into a pickup truck. Because out in Australia they needed something a bit more utilitarian, hence the name Ute. And so that's what they did. They took a coupe, made it into a truck. This is very cool. What do we got here? Right, read that. GM car club. This is pretty cool. Oh, it's his? Okay. Cool, thank you.
Club towel.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, this is actually a Chevy. Okay, I made a hash of that, but it's a Chevy. I need to find out. Apparently the owner's just over there, so I'm going to see if I can ask him a little bit about them. I'm going to pause for a minute, guys, and try and find a bit more about it. It's a Chevy. I kind of made a hash of that, but it's definitely been converted. Maybe, yeah. Well, I'll find out a bit more about it and get my facts straight. Bear with me, guys. All right, so there's a bit of a take two on the GM Ute. This is actually a Chevy, and it started. I had a little chat with the owner, and we'll try and get with him in a minute, but he's just with someone. It started out life, they called it a 36 Chevy cab chassis, and what they did, they were sent to Australia and they were cut, like the roof finished here, it was just cut, and then, you know, Holden needed something more of a utilitarian vehicle, so Holden had the idea to, like, they finished the roof off down here. This is what he's telling me. It does look very much like the back of a coupe, but yeah, they built out, Holden in Australia built out all the back of the deck here and turned it into a Ute or a pickup truck, depending what you want to call it. So this is a Chevy, and this is what spawned the first of the actual Holden Utes. They kind of tested the waters a little, shall we say, with this, and it exploded. Like every farmer wanted one of these. Yeah, and the Ute was born, and then Holden, seeing the success of the Chevy, which Holden wanted to badge it as a Holden, you know, like buy a Chevrolet, badge it as a Holden, but the Chevrolet wouldn't allow him to. So, which is kind of ironic because, you know, in the 2000s, Chevrolet were buying Holdens and rebadging them as Chevrolet. So, you know, oh how the tables turned, as they say. But yeah, it's like this end's a Chevy, the other end's a Holden. So this is where it all started. So when you're looking at your Rancheros, El Caminos, that kind of thing, this is where it started. So it's a pretty rare car or pickup truck. But yeah, it's kind of silent, you know, you can tell on the inside it's not mass produced. You kind of look at some of the latches and the hinges, and this is not mass produced. And I think they use some, looking at the water crankers here, you know, I think it may have been a coupe wheelhouse, and they've made, pretty much handmade these panels, these inner panels, to go around the Chevrolet tub, because that, I'd say that rear fender's the Chevy rear fender, but yeah, they've turned it into a Ute, and there's a little wee badge down here, if I can get close enough. Little tiny badge. Now that is literally about 1.25 inches long, and it has Holden on it. And that is all they were allowed to put on it to reference it as being a Holden on the outside. And then you've got a little badge here, Holden number 1483, utility. So this really is a little piece of history. Downtown here in Ngatea, which is a little wee town in the North Island of New Zealand. Oh yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, well, prize giving's been and gone, and cars are pulling out, so I am going to try and grab what cars I can at the death here. Look at these old Chevys. This is stuff you guys see at your local Cars and Coffee, so I'm not going to. These are nice cars. I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on them, because this is what the vast amount of my viewers, 80% of my viewers, see this at their local Cars and Coffee. So for the New Zealand viewers, I know you'll all, and the Aussie viewers, I know you'll all like seeing your stuff here. So yeah, let's go and find some more New Zealand cars. Oh, here's one. Here's one. You don't have to walk far. There's the pickup truck. Here is a Holden. Okay, another Holden. Holdens are cool. This is a Holden Torana GTR. And this was the 6-cylinder. They raced these at Bath. They had a GTR XU1, which was the real hot rod, and that had the 202 cubic inch Holden 6 in it. With did these old XU1s have side drafts on them like the Valiants did?
I don't think that's an XU1.
No, that's not an XU1. That's a GTR. But the XU1 had side draft carbs on it like the Valiant. I think I remember.
Triple carb on over.
Yeah, the Valiant, that one. But I think these had triple carbs on them too, didn't they? Or not?
Yeah.
Am I telling a lie?
The 202, I think, too.
Yeah, the 202. Tavo will know. Tavo will, hopefully, I'm sure he'll watch this, but he can pipe in. But I think they put triple carbs on the 6-cylinder Holden as well as the 6-cylinder Valiant. But these made a good race car.
Yeah, triple carbs. Like
They did have triple carbs?
one over there.
Yeah.
That was triple carb.
Oh, that was triple carbs. Okay, so there is another XU1, an actual GTR XU1 Holden Torana. It's a mouthful, right? It's a mouthful, but I mean, these are small cars. This really is a Vega size car. They're small. They're actually based on the English Vauxhall. So any car coming out of England is small. So yeah, another Holden Kingswood Special 308 Trimatic. Another neat car. What is this? It's a big Yank tank, 429. Sure that looks familiar. Bear Rose Garage, I'm sure that looks familiar to you, mate. T-Bird. What do we got here? This is going to look like a Dodge Dart to most of you guys. Most of you guys, not all of you. But, actually look here, 71 Chrysler Valiant. Most likely a 318. It's got they put the American style hood on it. That hood is not a factory item. So they've kind of borrowed the American style hood scoop from the six packs, I think. But yeah, very close relation to the Dodge Swinger. But it is in fact a Valiant. You'll see the grille's different, leading edge of the hood's different. Tavo will tear me a new one for probably not listing everything that's different. I'm just messing with you, Tavo. But yeah, tail lights are a bit different. Pacer 440, okay. So this is a hot rod. They called them Valiant Pacers, the high performance version of this. And there's a little decal on the back there with Pacer 440. So I'm guessing there's a 440 engine in it, but they never came with a big block. They never came, not in Australia anyway. They never came with a big block, but I'd say that's what this one has, but someone's put it in. So yeah, right, let's keep moving. Oh, sorry man. Okay, here's a treat for the Mopar fans. A 71 Valiant, not to be confused with a Dodge, but a 71 Valiant Charger Hemi 6-pack RT. This is this is the holy grail kind of thing of Valiant Chargers. This has got The owner's not here, so we can't sneak under the hood, unfortunately. But I believe this has got the triple side draft Webers on it, which is why it was a 6-pack, because it was 6 barrels of carburetors, so 3 2-barrel carburetors, but side draft, not to be confused with the 6-pack on a 340 or something like that, where it's the 2-barrel downdraft. This is 3 side draft carburetors on the 265 cubic inch Hemi 6-cylinder, straight 6. But I tell you what, you'd be foolish to underestimate it based on it being a 6-cylinder. It's a big 6, 265 cubic inches, and with the Webers and the extractors or headers on it, 4-speed manual, these things were fast. They raced these quite a bit in touring cars, and they struggled a little bit against the 351 Falcons, but on the right course, on the right day, they would hang with the big V8s. These things were just straight out fast. And this just, I mean, the colour, this was the kind of colours they painted them back in the day, and kind of, I guess this might have been the Aussie version of Plum Crazy or something like that, but this is a very nice car, and trust me, it's a valuable car. This has been very well restored. Let's have a little peek in here. There's your 4-speed, steering wheel on the right, of course. Tack. It's very original looking inside. I'd say the inside hasn't been touched. Looking at it, it doesn't look brand new, it doesn't look freshly restored, but it looks 100% original. Charger RT. This is an Australian collector's item, without a doubt. This is very cool. So yeah, there's that. Here we got another Falcon. The Boss, this is a 315. This is a 315 kilowatts. So this is, that's pushing 430, 440, somewhere around there. I have to do, trying to add a third to 315. It's going to be, over 420 horse. Which, for 2005, remember that's 20 years old, guys. It's a 20-year-old car. This is a fast car. There's no two ways about it. It's just plain old fast. It's not supercharged, 800 horse Coyote fast, but for a 20-year-old car, this will tell you what, if you don't give it a little bit of respect, it'll bite you. And it's definitely got enough power to embarrass you, But again, very valuable car. FPV, a little logo down there on the front fender, FPV, Ford Performance Vehicles, which was, Ford's, it's like Ford Motorsport in the States, FPV, but very cool. Over there, now that's a clone, but that's a Commodore. That's what they called a Tom Walkinshaw Commodore. Outrageous body kit on it for the day. Like, look at the rear, the whole top of the deck is all fiberglass add-on. It wasn't just skirts, and they had, this was all the back of the, like underneath, like, geez, what, 8-10 inches below this is the actual steel deck of the original decklet, and that was all about downforce for Group A racing. So, while it's a clone, and don't all screw your noses up at just because it's a clone. It's these, to see a real one is very rare. You certainly wouldn't see a sunroof in it, but it gives you an idea of the kind of lengths they went to get an aerodynamic edge from a factory car. Yeah, we're getting, obviously getting hot air out of the radiator up through there. But yeah, that is what a Tom Walkinshaw Commodore looks like. The cars are starting to move around a bit now. Yeah, American cars are very well represented. There's another LS Monaro. We saw one of those earlier on the trip. Little lime green Capri, Ford Capri. Oh, look at this! Now, how many of you have seen one of these? Oh, and I've got another one on my right, which I'll show you in a second. This is really like a kid in a candy store for me, I'm telling you. This is a little mini Clubman, which was a mini, which some of you will be familiar with. And then they made a mini Clubman where they changed the front treatment a little bit. And they made, this was a mini Clubman estate. So it's a station wagon. Because presumably the mini, in spite of the name being a mini, wasn't big enough, so they made a mini wagon. That's pretty cool. Just not something you see much of, you know. They're probably more around in England and Europe, but that's you know, it's not a muscle car by any stretch of the imagination. It's probably got a 1000cc, like 1 litre engine in it. But there's something different. It's a bit of fun, you know. Now this puppy, this little bad boy. Now it's a replica, but this is a replica of, it's a 1980 Holden Commodore. This is in the full Holden dealer team. You see the HTT on the back. Holden dealer team, this is how it was raced in the Australian touring cars. The stretched out fenders, you know, they're all flared out. Brock and Richards were the two drivers at Bathurst. A formidable race team, you know, those two drivers. Yeah, they could hang with any of the American drivers comfortably. You know, they were two top drivers. Brock's an Aussie, Jim Richards is a Kiwi, who I've met personally, and he is a genuine Kiwi bloke, good guy. But that was what it looked like when it hit the racetrack tracks in Australia. So 05 was Brocky's number, race number was always his race number. So yeah, but this one's got a sunroof in it, which, you know, that would never have had as a race car. But, you know, it's a tribute. I mean, I guess you could call it a replica, or you could call it a tribute car. I see it as a tribute car, because this is a piece of Southern Hemisphere racing history. So it's cool to see. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's emptying fast. Oh, here's seen another Holden, guys. Okay. So Ford's had a good run today, so let's have a look at this Holden panel van over here. These were very popular in Australia and New Zealand. I had a Falcon panel van myself once upon a time. But this one, it's got an LS engine in it, looking at the badger. But this is a 1980 Holden panel van. It's called a Sandman. Some of them had written in big decals, but you can kind of get that 80s bright coloured graphic kind of theme that was popular back then. But this is not a ute with a cap on it or a canopy on it. This is all steel. This is all steel body, all up here, steel roof, steel body, side panels. You know, the raised roof. This was a commercial vehicle. You know, plumbers had them, Sparkies had them. The young crowd discovered them and latched onto them. They became very popular with the young people going surfing, and you know, just you could go somewhere and sleep in the back of it, because it was like a station wagon but with a high roof and no back windows. So this theme of thing, the Ford Falcons had a panel van which looked just like this, except a Falcon front on it, and obviously mechanicals. Yeah, that is neat. I love the colours. That's a very vibrant kind of purple colour with the bright orange reflective stripes. Not sure that the stripes are 100% authentic, but that, like colour-wise, but that was the shape of them, and a lot of them had a like 3 foot long decaled written Sandman on them. They were very proud of it being a Sandman. But this is a nice car, definitely retro, you know, resto mod type effect. LS engine in it, and I'm not sure what else has been done to it. Yeah, very cool car. Let's keep looking, guys. There's more to see. Watch them driving in. I'll work to Escort. You all know what that is. Don't need to tell you. El Camino SS. But I mean, if I edited out, you know, the local muscle cars, you know, the Holdens and Falcons and stuff, I could easily trick you into thinking this was at a car show in America. But you know, look at this. I mean, 32 Ford. You know, the hot rod. Mark II Escort RS 2000. Fantastic little race car and rally car those things made. Another valuable, quite rare car that had a 2-litre overhead cam in it. Similar engine to the Merkur, if you guys remember the Merkur, which was made by Ford, or Mercury I think it was. Second gen Camaro. If you're looking at this, Kevin, paintucation, there you go. Oh, that's a real. I think that's a real split bumper. It's a real one, buddy. Pretty cool. Down here in little old Ngatea. I mean, Ngatea is a small town. I'm going to guess, and I really am guessing, that there's, I don't know, 5, 6, 7,000 people live here. It's a little town, and but look at the turnout. It's just awesome. And look at the day. There you go. Free t-shirt to the first person that can spot a cloud. Really? This is awesome. Another Capri. This is cool. What's that one? 3-litre. Just fabulous condition. I honestly don't know if how many of these cars have been, were rough and being restored, or whether they've just been saved. They've just been kept nice. No, we saw that one earlier.
Hey, thank you so much for coming.
Hey, your steering wheel's on the wrong side, darling.
Right side.
Right side. See ya. There's a Holden Ute. Well, that is the 1-ton Ute, which was like the cab chassis with a well side, and that's a homemade well side on it. But that's how you got them, without any back on it, and you put whatever back suited your purpose. They made them into tow trucks. They made them into, like heavy duty contractors' vehicles. Yeah.
I couldn't find.
Oh, really? How did you miss that? That's too gorgeous to miss. That's, I'd have to say that's probably one of the nicest cars here. That'd have to be in the top 5 cars here today. That's exceptional. Ford Pop, but that's a hot rodded one. The little flathead 4's long gone out of that one. If you can hear it idling, 1948 Ford Pop.
If you have a look at the rear quarter light on here,
Yep.
it goes up and down.
Yep.
If you have a look at that John Goss, when that comes through, it sits on the side.
Right.
So early '74, they changed them, and when they changed them, that's when they started using the American Cleveland, the Aussie Cleveland blocks.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's one of my subscribers there, just driving out in the American Falcon. That's awesome. Another Ford Fairmont over there. We'll wander that way. Oh, what else have we got? What? Really? That's the burnout pad, you reckon? Ah, that looks like a little...
Does that look like a burnout pad to you? You're always driving over it.
Well,
Actually, I should go get some water.
they love doing their burnouts down here. That's what I get into trouble with. That's very American. That's cool. Oh, Kit Car IROC Z. Well, okay, it's a Chevy, not Pontiac. You know what I mean.
Purple one with the LS one in it. Just about to pull out of here.
I filmed one here.
The one that was sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that one.
Yeah. Oh, there's another Sandman one there. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the same, like, oh, there's 2 of them here. Look at this. Okay. These are very similar to the one we just looked at. But yeah, you can see the Sandman. These ones have got the Sandman. logos on, and they came from the factory like that, exactly like that. This blue one's nice. It's got a lot of graphics on that one. That's a pretty insane graphic. But this one, it sounds strong too. Yeah, that's the one we were just looking at. This one is more original. That's got the little Sandman writing on the quarter there. Come in here, see if we can't get run over. Makes me nervous walking in front of a car. But yeah, you can see the Sandman there. That's factory. Oh, don't you hate that when you stall on camera? Oh, there we go. Sandman. Yeah, they were very proud of the fact that it was a Sandman. So that's cool. That's cool. There's that Seiko over there. Alright, there's another Ford panel van over there. We'll get that one. What have we got here? That's a bit... Oof. Just putting water down so they can do a burnout. Yeah, I don't think that'll go down well. No one's taking the bait. Oh, maybe. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Duck across the road here. Yeah, so it's drawing to a close, guys. Alright, hey, alright guys, as the cars were leaving the show, I was lucky enough to catch the owner of this Charger, and he's graciously allowed us to, he's pulled over for me and let me show you this engine that I was yammering on about. So yeah, here we are, 265 Hemi. This is all factory. You got your 3 2-barrel side draft Webers on it. And honestly, with wide open throttle, with pulling some R's, some RPMs, these things had such an awesome intake noise. The induction noise was, they roared. They absolutely roared. So, now, this, like I was saying, it's a very valuable car. Talking with the owner, he has been offered $150,000 for this car, and he would, he's like, yeah, that'll probably, the guy didn't come back with the money, but he's like, yeah, that he'd have probably parted with it for 150. That gives you an idea of what these old girls are worth. So yeah, but it's there's more people coming to take photos of it, like, and the poor guy's trying to leave. So this is very cool. So this is the owner. Hey buddy, you had it for a long time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably 10 years or more now.
Oh, 10 years? Okay, that's not that long. Is it like a low owner car, or?
Well, I was in Christchurch.
Right.
And I just went down there and the guy said to me, he said, give me 60 grand, you can have it. So I bought it.
So you've very easily doubled your money.
Well,
2.5 times probably.
It was just a car to me, hey.
Right.
And I like cars. I mean, I've got a 2-door Regal Coupe, 55 customers in the shed.
Right.
Pink V-dub.
Pink V-dub. You like pink, clearly.
No.
Nice colour. You're very comfortable with your feminine side.
Oh, hey. Like a guy said to me, I like your car, mate. I like the colour. I said, you don't have to worry about it, mate. I own it.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, well, thanks for stopping for us, man.
That's right. You're welcome.
I'm going to let you go, but I want to listen to this thing leave.
Oh, yeah.
And it's unfortunately in here, like I'd love to hear you open it up, open those carbs up, but we can't do that here. I get it, but
Yeah, no, okay. I've done a few of them. I don't smoke
Haven't we all?
that much these days, but yeah, I'll give it a bit of a burst for you.
oh, awesome.
4-speed,
Yep,
4-quarter,
factory
original
4-speed,
box.
original gearbox.
Yep.
Yep. How many miles she done?
Don't know.
Don't know.
I just drive it. I used to go to Napier and back in my old Plymouth, my 34 Plymouth. Loved it.
Very cool.
Waiting for another alternator, so I better make sure it starts.
Oh, are you going on the wrong side, mate? No, you're not.
No, I've been down that track. Do the same trick, eh?
Yeah.
Have the right tool.
Exactly.
No, I've got another alternator coming. Mate's a bloody, what's the name?
Always something needs doing to these old girls. Okay. So it sounds, I mean, you can see she's rocking and rolling in there. They got a cam in them. Doesn't that sound awesome? That induction noise is tremendous. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they yell about sound good.
All right, thanks for your time, buddy. Hang on, guys. Hopefully he might give it some for us, the old boy. Oh, not really. Didn't have room. But you guys caught that induction noise. All right, let's carry on. As you can probably tell, I've had a blast. It's been fun. Oldsmobile Cutlass. Lots of American cars. That's a nice one. This green and white Holden is nice. Just a nice stock as can be, but very cool. Now, just grab you this one quickly, guys. This is the Falcon panel van. So you can kind of see the similarities with the shape of the back. It was just the style they built them back in the day. They got the barn type doors on the back. Those Holdens had a lift gate and a drop down tailgate. The Falcons tended to like the barn doors on them. So yeah, but that roof line, the basic concept of the roof line was shared across the Fords, the Holdens and the Mopars, the Chryslers or Valiants. Had a panel van as well. So this one's a bit of a hot rod. It's got a Barra engine in it. That's the 6-cylinder Barra engine, the twin overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder, with a big puffer on it and blown up its skirt, as they say. So this is a bit of a hot rod. This, I have no idea, in all honesty, what horsepower it's making, but I would say at a minimum it'd be 400. Maximum on a street car, 1,000. I don't know that one is 1,000. I think it would, yeah, but I don't really have a way of knowing. But that engine can make a lot of power. So that is a cool panel van. Yep, there's the old boy's Mustang. So yeah, another Valiant, Dodge Dart disguised as Valiant. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. Everybody's leaving. Well, I have had an awesome morning. It was well worth the 2 hours drive here. Well worth that. And yeah, so I am gonna call it a day now. Oh gosh, see how warm it is. Look at this. That's the tarmac melting, and my shoes are sticking to it. It's like being on an NHRA drags, but actually your feet are sticking to the tarmac. That's how dang hot it is. Right, well, I am now going to head home, or have my temporary home for the trip, which is about 15 minutes away, and get a very cold, very welcome beer. And I'm going to sit back look at my videos and try and make some sense out of them and get them out to you guys, and try not to get too drunk doing it. Alright guys, take it easy, have a good one. I know I've had a good one, so see you on the next video.